A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. When Jesus had come down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And there was a man with a skin disease who came to him and knelt before him, saying, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. He stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, I am willing, be made clean. Immediately, his skin disease was cleansed. Then Jesus said to him, see that you say nothing to anyone, but go show yourself to the priests and offer the gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them. Amen. This is Jesus' first ministry act after finishing his beloved Sermon on the Mount. One of his first acts is to heal and cleanse someone with a skin disease. We know that as leprosy. I like that this version does not define this man as a leper. Imagine being defined that way. I think that's one of the lessons we learn. I happen to have this disability or this ailment. I'm not defined by it. However, unfortunately, this man was defined by the skin disease, and leprosy left them unclean, or they were called ritually unclean. They had to stay away from others lest they have a contact and make someone else unclean. I cannot imagine that level of a trauma. You can't touch anyone. You can't go near the community. You have to stay in isolation for fear that you may contaminate someone else. As if the illness itself is not enough, you have to be on guard that someone else does not catch that from you. A couple of years ago, we were at the peak of the pandemic with COVID-19, and we were told to stay away from others. We had to isolate ourselves. And the Surgeon General at that time said that just exacerbated the feeling of social isolation that many were already feeling, and that we had to endure the loneliness that this created. Social distancing, it was everywhere. Unfortunately, a friend of mine had cancer at that time, and she was in her final days, and Chris was a hugger. And so she would find others and schedule them who were bold enough and courageous enough to come and sit with her and hold her and be present. Because being alone, not being able to touch or be touched was just too unbearable. And she thought that just exacerbated the condition. There are people today that we like keeping at arm's length. They're still considered unclean to us, as if they too were dirty and that we might be contaminated if they come near us. One of the things I love about this miracle of Jesus is that he restores the man not only to himself, but restores him to the community. After he is healed, he can go to Moses and he can reintegrate himself into society. Who are the people that we leave out in our day? Who are the people that we still do not embrace? Jesus invites us to embrace people who we consider the other. I can imagine going through life without being able to interact directly with others. And I'm a hugger. I love physical contact and connection with others. Of course, we have to be safe. And of course, there has to be mutual consent. But we have to be touched. As James Baldwin once said, if you can't be touched, you can't be alive. Interaction with each other heals us, restores us. So let us, like Jesus, reach out to people we know who are suffering, who have been excluded. And if that is us, may we find people, a congregation, a community that will bring us in and restore us. Reach out and touch one another. You might just be saving a life. Amen.